Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me here once again in Transport Fever 2, overlooking our very busy, okay, we've got one train coming in. I can hear another one coming in. There's two trains, three trains here, four. Well, they are. Oh, there's one out there in the distance. Yes, okay, it's reasonably busy. But as you can see, there's lots of stuff stacked up here on the platforms of our Ajaxima Epic MMX, our Epic Multimodal Exchange Freight Station, where we're changing freight from trains to trucks to aircraft. Okay, those are passenger aircraft at the moment, but there are definitely... Oh, no, those are freight. Yes, the red ones are freight, and the blue ones are passengers. Oh, that's embarrassing, actually. I should have realised that straight off. But anyway, so what are we looking at today? We're going to certainly start off by attempting to... Oh, no, I'm going to stop it here because this is one of the things I want to talk about. We're going to look at some of our congestion issues and our station capacities and how that relates to our, in many cases, lack of vehicle capacity. One of which, I think, is this one here, Train 12. Yes, the Manila Freight Haulage. A tiny little train, only 4 boxcars on the back, carrying just 48 food. And it is 24 years old. It is, ancient. I usually do, before these recordings, have a check of all my vehicles and see which ones are in good and which ones are in bad shape. And I've dealt with most of the road vehicles and some of the trains which were in very bad shape, that they were just sort of replacements really. But Manila is an interesting case in point, and we might look at Hong Kong, we shall see. Now Manila is very old and it's only carrying a small amount of goodies. Now how much is actually stacked up here waiting to go? Manila Freight, you see there's tools, there's machines, and there's food. A good deal more than 48 worth. And if we actually look at Manila itself, one of the things we've got going on here is because we've only got small train capacity bringing freight into the city, our local delivery truck service is not doing very well at all. No. Even though it covers... Okay, it covers some of the town. Let's have a look. How are we covering our industrial and we're covering our commercial and industrial areas reasonably well, but because it's a small capacity train and because it's only bringing in boxcar compatible goods, i.e. not fuel, not... Actually, are there any flatbed goods that come into a city? I don't think there are there? No, but things like fuel are not coming in, so Manila isn't getting the growth that it deserves because we're not getting all the supplies coming in, even though these trucks I think can carry everything. So the first thing we want to do is have a look at this train here and manage it and replace it. It's not a hugely long route. If I get rid of all that white out colour, it's the green route here, so it's not very long, so it doesn't need to be fast. And in fact this current train goes at 47. That's actually not a bad little speed really for this, where are we, 1955 October. So most of our trains go 50-53, though some are now reaching 60s and 70 mile an hour. So we don't... actually we have some reason... electrics. We are expanding the electrification of our network. Now you're actually quite powerful. Yeah, and that train is... it's got a quarter of that power basically. Well, we could use you, though you look more like a sort of local shunting service loco, don't you? Like within a freight yard or some such. You're a bit too fast and you've got no power to speak of at all. These guys are just too beefy. Now you're interesting. What's your running costs? 830. What loco do we have here? It's probably the Russian SCH. I have a suspicion you'll be long gone. Oh no, you're still here. Yeah, less than 300,000 a year for that loco. Mostly due, I think, to the absolute lack of power in that engine. Still no diesel. I'm not quite sure when diesel turns up. I'm sure it will tell us when it does. Let's get rid of you. Don't want to search for that anymore. So we could replace it with a more recent, more powerful locomotive. We've got these guys, which go at 62. Actually, your power's not great, but it's better. Ah, now you're more powerful. Yeah, you're the D51. We've been using you a lot recently. Okay, so do I want to choose between this really kind of powerful... Actually, you're not so powerful. Oh, it's a tough decision here. Your power... we want more power on here because I want to start boosting the growth in Manila. The thing is, of course, this train will take a lot of goods out of the freight hub, deliver them, and then there'll be very little left to go. But I'm hoping the game will notice that there's a good capacity of goods going into Manila, so the industries will start sort of shifting attention and providing more goods here. Is that how it works? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, let's take you. But I'm going to need to electrify the track first, I think, aren't I? Actually, I don't think I have any electric track at all here for freight. That's a point. No, we don't. Because my thinking was we might use electric for passengers, but for freight we might go straight to diesel. So am I going to change my mind at this point? I have a suspicion I will, actually. Yeah, we're going to stick with steam. We are. Right, train 12, come over here so I can keep you in view. Manage this vehicle. We're going to replace you. We're not going to go electric after all that discussion. We're going to stay with steam. And we're going to... You are quite good. What's your cost? You're 781. Or we could put you guys on. We don't need you to go that fast, but the power is okay. Actually, we've got the C54. Again, the power isn't great on these. That's the trouble. You're quite interesting. The Russian YE. You're an old locomotive. You've got 10 years left in your production period. How fast are you going? 47. So you're going to be slower. Well, let's see what sort of capacity we can put on you. So we'll put you down there. Now for cargo, am I going to do a properly mixed consist for this, or am I going to go with the NAFI? The trouble is, once you start using the NAFI, you start thinking, oh, this is actually quite good and useful. It makes life so much easier. And I do have to admit, I do quite like the easy life. Stop tracking that dialogue box down. Scroll. It only carries 8. It goes at 50, which is more than we need. But we haven't got an old slower boxcar now, have we? Oh, we do. We've got the Wafu. Now, is there a variant of that? And the Wamu? Yeah, you carry all the same stuff. And you look quite good. I like that yellow line. You're reasonably recent, 1925. The Wafu. You're only carrying 7, 2. Is that because you're, don't know what you are. You guys are far too big and fast. Okay. So, where was the Sumo? Yeah, we'll go with the Sumo one. We'll take the yellow line, despite the fact that this is a green line. So we'll put a good few of you on. Yeah, and we want some good capacity. Ooh, 17. Don't want too many on there. We'll put 4, and then I'll have another of those Sumos on there, and we will shift you to the front, There you go. So we've got huge capacity now. The length is 120, so that shouldn't have any problem fitting into our stations. It's going to cost me nearly 10 million, and I'm going to commit that. There you go. So, my friend, again, a nice looking locomotive. Must be, I do quite like. No idea what it says on the side of the wagons. Do quite like those wagons there. And some oil at the back. So what are you carrying? No oil. Oh, no food, but you are carrying lots of metal goods. Do I need to worry about the trucks in Manila? Don't think so. The Opal, or the Opal Blitz, aren't you? And you do actually carry everything, I believe. The Opal Blitz, yeah, all cargo. So whatever the train brings in, including fuel, it'll be able to be transported into the city. Okay, so that's one off my checklist of trains to deal with. And what I was looking at as well, station stats here, is looking at the overloading. So if we get this, yeah, now most of these are passengers. Passenger stops. 18 for buses though. So this is Chengdu. Ah, now Chengdu is another interesting station in terms of freight. As you can see here, we've got lots waiting. 80 there. So what have we got on there? I've just replaced, in fact, with these new buses. They carry 17. They're a little bit pricey, but this should be okay. I think that will help. Dien Bien Phu, Rangpur, and okay, let's have a look at no, I want the stop, so I can go straight there. Look at this line here. We're doing okay business. We haven't got that many on here, so I think let's do that. How many in fact are on? Yeah, it's 40 or 48. That's ridiculously good capacity usage. So we'll clone just 2 of those. That's fine. And the next one was Rangpur, 4th Street. Oh, actually, there's a lot waiting there as well. These are old and small buses. Yeah, I think we can replace you. So you are just, yeah, 10. What we'll do is we'll replace you with 12 or 12. You go faster, which isn't terribly helpful, perhaps. You're more powerful though, so you might get to... Yeah, that's interesting. So faster but not so much power. So these might get up to their maximum speed a bit quicker, which might be a good thing here actually. So I think it will replace all you, and we'll clone an extra one. There you go. And the final one on this hit list is here. In Fukushima. We haven't been to Fukushima for a while now. That's a reasonably new train, I think. Oh no, you're not. You're 18. Ah, so we could start electrifying. We did we electrify to Baghdad, which shares a portion of the track for the Ajaxpost to Fukushima line. So, okay, but we're gonna stay with the buses for the second. Are you covering enough of the town? I think you are. Yes. And we have lots of little old buses. Right, let's replace you guys. You're not making a huge amount of money though, but hopefully this will fix it again. We'll use this. It's only 10 grand a year. Well, a bit more than 10 grand a year, more expensive, but we'll put you in place. There you go. Okay, so this line here, the Fukushima line. You're the cargo train. Are you the cargo train? Nope, you're one of those. Okay. And that route... Yeah, the Baghdad line comes down here, and that is electrified, and the Fukushima line isn't. So I think it's about time we upgraded these. Yeah, that's not a huge amount of passenger capacity there. And what have we got waiting in Ajaxpost to go to Fukushima? 256. Definitely could do with more trains on this route, or bigger trains. More capacity is the key phrase I think I want to use here. So we're going to replace these. We'll stay with the Japanese catenary, even though that catenary is not quite as high speed as the highest of high speed tracks allow, but our trains don't go that fast anyway at the moment, so we're okay. So it's only 130 kilometers per hour, whereas I think that goes 180, doesn't it, the main high speed. So we're going to replace that with this. So we're going to cut you in there, all the way down into Fukushima. I hope I've got the right side of the track. I'm sure I have. Yeah. That's the other side of that 4-track segment is the, whoops, missed it, is the freight lines. Right, now we need to carefully replace this track, or I could simply electrify it, which I think is what I'll do. Because I did something stupid in, was it Kiev, I think, a few episodes ago? Right, basically lost all my passengers and all my cargo because of the way I replaced the track. A touch reckless. Okay, so that's that. Now, is the Fukushima line electrified in Ajaxpost? Let's bring that back into view. You're going in there. I think you are. And I can check that, I think, by going here. Yeah, that's all showing as electrified, apart from these bits here for some reason. So electrified this, all this track. This is a split platform. So those trains aren't yet electrified going out there. So that is, I think that's the Dien Phu line. We'll leave that then. But it looks like we're okay within all the way from Fukushima to Ajaxpost, so we can replace these vehicles and we can go electric. Let's have a look at this. We're going to want some speed, I think. You guys go at 62 and have not a lot of power. You go 56. Oh, you're all 56s, aren't you? I want more than that. How fast does the current service go? 53. So 56 would be an improvement, but do we have electrical multiple units which go at least 67? And you're quite a new service. I don't think I've used you yet. You carry 94, go at 62. I like you. These currently take 98. So we could put 3 of them on. Perhaps you take 72. No, I like these. So what do you look like? You're a 4-car unit. Let's do it. It's can we still call this the Chuffer Puffer Express? Even though it is now electric, so there's not a lot of puffer going on this Chuffer train. No, it's still kind of an express though. Even at 53 miles an hour. I'm sure it was faster than that at some point, but there you go. Well, we've done it. Yes, we've done it. And we will replace, we'll clone another one of you as well. No depot found. Botherations. Why have we not got a depot? Can you not get across to those lines? Ooh, that's... No, you can't, can you? Oh, I thought I designed... Did I remove one of these depots at some point in a recent episode? Not entirely sure. But it does mean I've got a problem. I've got that. That's the freight depot. and you have no connection to our passenger services here. So is there any way of getting trains across? This is a right nightmare of junctions. Am I going to have to redo this whole approach here to get me trains along there? Quite possibly. Or do I want to put a depot out here? The thing is, we have got split platforms here as well, haven't we? Yeah. Actually, just on the one side, I think. In here. Yeah, we've got that split platform here. I had to put this little bit of extra platform in here because it affected the way the roof worked. It looked unsightly. I think I'd had a big gap, or it put more. I think actually it put a wall in here between the platform and the track, which was just, well, wrong basically. So I put this extra bit of platform in there, which is fine. I mean, it just, you know, it sort of works. Could have made it plain though, but there you go. How am I going to do this? Or I could put a depot along here. So I don't want to put a temporary one in. I know people do that. They just put temporary depots in just to solve a particular problem. I want my depots to be there for a reason, to last for some time, to be useful for more than just one train. Yes, if I place it this side of the bridge, okay, I'm going to do that. That's what we are doing. So depot, don't need the big one, just one of these little ones will do. It's going to be high speed with catenary. Not that you need high speed to get out of a depot, to be honest, but you know, we have got these switches going on here, so we're going to want to get across to this lower track, which could be a huge amount of fun. Let's draw the track first, shall we? So this is going to be that track. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of there with these switches here. So am I going to have to switch across earlier or later? Could I? No, this is all looking a little bit wrong. Well, I've got a signal there, haven't I? Let's get rid of that signal. Okay, so we can put you in there. Which not sure helps a great deal, to be honest with you. Unless I can get to this track here, which means quite a nasty curve coming up to wherever I... Well, if I put the depot along here... Oh, I could put it on the other side, of course. Okay, if we put you there, just because... And... If I put a signal there, like I had before, is that going to give me problems with contention and log jamming at the switches? Possibly not. Oh, they're not. They're just horn waypoints, I think. All right, let's try that depot again. So I could put you... Yeah, I want you to be on the other side of those switches, basically. I could put you somewhere along here, and we could get you to all those tracks. In fact, I wouldn't need that. I wouldn't need that crossover track there if I did that. But, or I could put you somewhere like this. Can I then connect? Oh, I can. This looks Ooh, could I put the depot under the bridge? I'm not sure there's head. I don't think I've got the headroom for it, unfortunately. Okay, so how? Oh, I could. It's a bit of a long way from the other depots. That's the issue. But this is only a game. It's not real life, is it? So, yeah, I've done that now. It's all very, very realistic. There you go. Job done. So that won't. Well, that does double slip. Okay, I'm not sure we need it to be honest, but that's a double slip already. All the double slipping should be fine. So can I now clone that? Yes, I can. And train 103. Where are you? You're coming out of that very depot. Excellent. In the meantime, though, let's have a look at the Chuffer Puffer. Ooh, that's a very electric sounding vehicle. Oh, I do like the look of you. There you go. We will have lost a few passengers because the previous steam locomotives were a 96, 98 capacity. So we've lost a few passengers on the way, but this should help solve any capacity problems we've got at these two stations. That's excellent. Something else in Chengdu I spotted before I started the recording, which was here. And we've got 412. It's not overloaded, but we've got a fairly modest train dealing with that. And you're going up there to the dockside to send combat. Oh, and quite a few goods over to the Port Moresby, Hong Kong area. So I think we might want to look at that train. That is a reasonable distance. So what do we know about this particular train then? We are going at 50. Performance is actually quite poor. What loco? Ah, you're the D51. Yeah, our frequently used and very modest vehicle. I think we can probably replace you. How old are you? 10 years. It's a bit soon to replace a vehicle perhaps, but what the heck? That's a flat car, which is probably the high capacity. There it is. Yeah, 5012. Oh, actually, we've got the new ones, haven't we? 75, carrying 18. Can we manage that? I don't know. Let's have a look. We've got... Right, you're fast and quite powerful and reasonably new. We're actually in November of 55. So let's actually run the game on a couple of months and see if we get any exciting new vehicles coming to give us more options, more interesting options. In the meantime, let's keep an eye. Oh, you just about fit into that station. That's handy. And you're already making a good amount of money. Look at, oh yes, that's better. I like you. So, 1956. Oh, a new ferry. Curious looking beastie. Oh, looks like a powerful, very chunky locomotive. Are these electric? They look a bit diesel-y to me. Oh, look at this. Some nice liveries. Those will be Japanese, I expect. And that's it. Okay, so let's go to manage this vehicle. This is the Chengdu one, so let's go back there. We can get rid of that grey colour. We don't need that. Stop spinning the map around, man. Where the heck are we? No, that is the right place. This is the right place. So this is the correct orientation of the map. So what can we replace you with? Do we have diesel? We have diesel! Oh yes! So this could be our very first diesel locomotive. It was the main freight loco for all non-electrified routes, which does kind of make sense. That's not a bad power rate. In terms of... Yeah, the power isn't quite as much. It's slightly less than the steam loco. But that's okay. I want to get diesel on here. So here we are. A Russian class TE3 going at 62 miles an hour. So what we're carrying combat. So we could use the NAFI, which carries 8. We could use you, which carries 18 at 75. The thing is, you are that much more expensive because you can go that much faster, and we don't really have trains, locomotives that go that fast. 50, that's slowing the train down. Oh, we'll try a few of you. So my current capacity is 120, and that's 168. Okay, so how big is this station? Okay, can I look at... Actually, if I can move you out of the way, can't I? 1, 2, 3... 160. Could make you a little bit longer. What about the dock side again? You are quite small stations. Perhaps we do need to actually make these stations bigger. There's not really much room for increasing the size of that one apart from here. We can do that. We can do that. Well, I'm going to accept a loading penalty on this train. It won't be much, but it does mean we've got the extra capacity. So let's have a look at that train. There you go. Oh, I didn't check the performance. Mediocre. Ooh, yeah. We are slowing it down quite a lot by having such a large consist. Could double head it, mind. That might work. What I could do, could I... Yeah, let's make these stations bigger. Okay, so it's going to be a very quick bit of speed build. I'll make these 2 stations that little bit bigger, and we will then double head that train, which will be my first double header, I think, for quite some time. I don't do it very often. I'm not even sure I did it in my Bristol series, my long-running previous Transport Fever 2 series, but we're going to do it here. I don't know why I don't do it, but it's just one of those weird little things that I do, or rather don't do anyway. I'll see you in just a briefest of moments. Right, so that's all done, apart from the rather strange mistake I made. I thought it was odd when the track said 81, but I hadn't realised I'd still got this old Japanese catenary track selected. So despite having selected no catenary, it was using that track, which has a maximum speed of 81 miles an hour. I've got a red exclamation mark there, so I'm going to have to sort that out in a second. So let's just get this track replaced with the high-speed track I wanted, which should go a little bit faster if I can get that. There, that's job done. Right, I think we're good. So what's this exclamation mark about? Is it one of the trains is... Yeah, you're stuck there. No, you can get out of there. If I stop you and start you again, Go away then. You've still got your stuff on. Which I wonder, does that train... Could we make that train bigger? Surat Tools Exchange. No, that looks like that's fair enough for the capacity of that. Anyway, to wrap this little episode up, let's have a look at our first diesel locomotive here coming into the station. And I suggest, actually, is there... There isn't a reverse of that train. But I could... Oh, if I get rid of that. Ooh, ooh, okay. Oh, these are diesels, are they? Oh, excellent. Diesel multiple units. And they go at 62 miles an hour and 59 miles an hour. Okay, we're going to stick, I think, with electric for passengers. For the moment, at least. So steam will evolve into electricity for passengers, but we'll carry on using diesel, at least for the moment, for our cargo. If I put you there, actually, I want you at the beginning of the front of it. Ooh, actually, no, they are both. It looks like they're not facing the same way there, doesn't it? We'll see that in a second when we look at the train. And do I want another wagon on there? This is going to be a very expensive train to run. But hopefully it makes loads of money. 200 metres. Ooh, precisely the correct length. Spooky. Okay, so... Oh no, you are back and forth. It's a pity you can't split it up. But there you go. I could have put one at the beginning and one at the end, which might make more sense, but then I'm not sure. Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll fiddle with this train till the cows come home at this rate. Let's get rid of you, and we're going to put one of you at the front and one of you at the back. Yeah, you are facing the wrong way. Probably. Yeah. But if you don't look too closely, it looks like it's double-ended, which is slightly more sensible than a train just turning around in no space whatsoever. And no loading penalty. Awesomeness. Right, now hopefully you will carry on making money. In the meantime, though, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Transport Fever 2. I hope you've enjoyed this. What we'll do, I think, is have a look at our Fukushima train. We'll follow one of those. Where are you? You're going into Ajaxpost. That will do nicely. In fact, I think you're our latest one. Okay, we're a little bit noisy, so I'll come out for a little bit. So we will follow this train. We might have a bit of a cab ride at the end as well. And I will say thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Transport Fever 2. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, it'd be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. Just click on the old thumbsy uppy button. Even better, if you've got something to say about what I'm doing with the game or the game itself, ooh, aeroplane, then it'd be great to hear from you. Just drop a note into the comments box below. That would be awesome. Is he going to come into land? He's going to miss, isn't he? Yeah, it'd be great to hear from you. Whichever you feel like doing, thumbsy uppy, commenting, whatever, that would be awesome. Other than that, of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you could do that now, and that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Fever 2, until the next time, bye bye for now.